let's assemble the other vampire pocket from the Halloween Layered Ephemera Pack. Hi there, this is Luise Heinzel. Thank you very much for joining me today with another Halloween pocket. The pocket that I'm going to show you today is part of the Halloween Layered Ephemera Pack that you can find in my Etsy shop. The link is down below in the description box. And I've already shown you in another video how to assemble this pocket that also comes with this ephemera pack. So this is actually part 2 of making ephemera with this ephemera pack. So if you need some general advice on how to print this, on which paper to print that, some tips and tricks for cutting the pieces out that you will need for this pocket, and some other little things, I mean some general information about such a pocket, then please watch the other video first, because in this video I will not go so much into detail like in the other one, but I wanted to show you how to assemble the other pocket of this set that can go to this page here. So this is one of the pages from the Halloween junk journal pages. That is another set that's also available in my Etsy shop. The link is also down below in the description box. You can put it to this page, but of course you can also only use the ephemera pack, build the pocket, and then put it to every page that you want. I will show you some examples in the end of this video, how you can do that and where you can put it. To assemble this pocket, we are going to need this. This is the rest of the other page that I have shown you in the last video. So we have cut up the rest for this pocket here, and we were left with this piece here, and that's what we are going to need today. And we are going to need this page here. And the first thing that we, as always, have to do is we have to cut everything out. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to build up this area here on the bottom. So I'm going to take my base for the pocket, that is this piece here, that's the biggest piece of the whole thing here. And then I'm taking this one, because that's the next smaller thing. We are working from big to small. So this goes on here, and then we take this and then the eyes. Now you can decide how you want to do this here. So as you can see, those eyes and also this little plant that is in here is relatively thin. So that means I will glue the eyes completely down. But for this little thing here on the bottom, I think I want to create a tuck spot. And for that, I'm putting my glue here to the eyes. And I'm working with my glue on the base here. Because that's easier for me. And then I'm going along here, along this tiny plant that is here. I'm putting the glue here. And everywhere where I have cut out this, do you know what I mean? You could also put the glue here on the back, but that's way more difficult, I would say. But please do it like it's comfortable for you. And then we are going to put a little bit of glue here, like this. So when we put this layer on top now, we will get a tuck spot here so that we can later on put something in here. Okay, so when we have that, we can take these little guys here and glue as much of them on top of this here as we want. You can of course decide how thick you want to have that, and then just glue as many layers as you want. And then we are going to go on with the eyes. So I'm just taking the eyes here and I'm putting the glue on top here. I'm starting here with the biggest eye just for orientation so that you can, yeah, see better what you are doing. I think that's easier to start with the biggest thing. Especially for those eyes, I like to take not the same amount of layers on each eye. As you can see, I have some left over here. That's because I've not glued every eye. And I've done that to make them a little bit more interesting, because when you look from the top, you can see the eyes have different sizes. When you look from the side, like this, or you feel over them with your finger, then you can also have the feeling and you can see that they are not all the same thickness. And that makes them, I would say, way more interesting than if you would glue the same amount of layers to every eye. Of course, you can use those eyes here for decorating something else on this pocket or in your Halloween journal, or you can also use them for other elements from this ephemera pack. For example, you could, and I think that would look really funny, you could take, for example, one of these eyes and put that here to the vampire. Look at this. That looks now totally different when she has one of these special eyes. Or of course you could also replace both. That would also work like this. I think you would have to cut this here a little bit, but you can imagine how that would look if this is the right proportion. Or you could also take the smaller one. Let's see. Let's take this one here on the left side and the other one on the right side. Then you get a better proportion for the eyes, if we can talk about proportions when we are doing this, but this looks way more creepy, I would say. You could also, of course, take those eyes and place them here. Why not? Depending on how creepy you want to have your journal, you could, of course, do something like this as well. Looks really abstract now. I think that's also a funny idea. Or what also would work is take this little bat and place, that's the wrong way, place one of the eyes here. I think this is really, really cool. This is, that to me looks so funny. I mean, of course, that's personal taste if you like that or not, but I just wanted to give you some ideas on how to use those eyes. When this is dry, we should have a tuck spot here, so I will take one of the tickets. And now you can put that behind here and tuck that here. Looks cool. I think that looks really cool. And I think I want to use exactly this ticket for here to leave it there, but I will distress the edges and then I will put it in there. Now you could use it like this. You have this double ticket. You can use this white space here on the back for journaling. You could distress that or use a stencil on it, and then you could put it in here like this. Looks really cool, I guess. But of course you could also take this, put some glue here, so that you can glue that together so that you have something on the back and on the front, so that you have no white space. And then of course you could also put it in here like this. This also looks really cute, I think. I think I want to do it like this today. Can't decide. Yeah, we are going to do it like this and glue it together. Okay, here we go. And then we can put that in here. Before we decide where to put the other tickets, I will just distress those as well. So, and now we can play around like we want. So one thing that I really like about this thing is you could create another little tuck spot here with some really easy steps. Okay, so for that, we're going to take a ruler. And then we are going to cut in here. And now you can decide how much you want to cut in here. But I would suggest to cut approximately to the middle of this lighter scrap here that you can see here. That's also approximately the middle of this photo. So that would be from here to the edge and then down here to the hair of this vampire. Okay, so when you have that, this looks like this. So now you have this little edge with this opening here. Okay, so then for me it's easier to think about which items I want to put in here first before I cover the back with a piece of scrap paper. So let's see what we can put in here. I guess I want to go with this thing that looks really cool here with these holes. And then perhaps something a little bit smaller, perhaps this little tag, and perhaps this thing. This looks cute. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so when you have that, you let this stay in place and you turn the whole thing around. Okay, so now you can exactly see how big you want to make your piece of paper. To cover that up, put glue on the edges so that there's a little pocket on the back where this is going in, and later on this paper will help that the other things that you want to put from here into the pocket can't ruin this thing here, and this can't be in the way for the other things later. Now you're going to take this and just put glue to the 3 sides here, to the very edge, so that the edges are glued down really well, and then you can just glue that down there. So now we have this little tuck spot here. This ticket is really a bitch. I mean, what the heck? This is because of those holes. That's such things can drive me crazy. Okay, so now we have this thing. We have this covered up here from the inside, and now, of course, when we put that in here, nothing will be shown here, so that nothing is in the way when we put something into the pocket from here. Okay, so let's place this here so that we can see how that looks. Really cool, I guess. Want to have it a little bit more shown like this. Okay, so now we have these elements here, and I think I want to have this here somewhere here, but I would like to put some lace in between, and that's of course also a really cool thing about this layered ephemera pack, because now you can put nearly anything everywhere. Take lace and place that, for example, here, and glue that in between of this ticket and the photo. Then imagine this is what you want to put into the pocket later. Then you can put that here into the pocket without any problems. If you would glue the lace here to the pocket like this, and you want to put something inside, then this always is in the way. I mean, it's not glued down yet, but you know what I mean. This is always a little problem. But when you have it like this, then you can just put in and out what you want without problems. Of course, you can pick from your stash what you want and just glue that in between of those layers. You can build this up as you want. You can take lace or fabric, little wallpaper scraps or other things that you have, little sewn elements from your stash. Of course, you could also sew over this to make it a little bit more interesting. Shall we do that? Oh, I guess we will do that. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like now. And of course, you could use this thing here now as another tuck spot as well for tinier things to put behind here. Because of the sewing, this would hold there as well. Of course, we can decorate this little thing here a little bit. Because, yeah, because it would look cute and nice and, you know. There are several options. One thing you could do is you could make just a little cluster like this, for example. That's probably a little bit too squared here, but you know what I mean. Perhaps we can just take something else. Oh, this actually looks also really cool. That is a cool color for this. So that would be an option, of course. I think that looks really cute. And this is actually also a good balance with the black. We have much black here, then we have this black here, and this tiny black here. That gives us an irregular triangle. That's always a good thing for balancing those colors out in such a, yeah, collage, or what you call that. Another possibility, of course, would be to take this little guy here and place him here, but without the button, perhaps. For example, like this. Or if you want, of course, you could also place this button then here now. That's also not so bad. Or we could also take this away, put this here, and build the cluster with the button here. Difficult decision, very difficult decision. Another possibility would be to put this here to get a connection between the vampire and the cluster there. Yeah, I think we are going to go with this. I mean, that is so hard to decide, but let's just glue it down. As you can see, there are so many different possibilities how to do that. And of course, it's totally up to you how you want to make that. I'm just trying to give you some inspiration and some ideas on how you can glue that. So that's the reason why I'm putting the things from here to there and back and so on, so that you can see what you can do with that. Okay. But now this still looks a little bit empty. I think I will just take this piece of lace, glue that down here, and then I will take one of these eyes that we had left over from before, and then I will glue that here. I think I like that. Now, this bottom part of the pocket is relatively overloaded. Here's very much going on, but for me it's okay. It's actually something like a basement for the pocket. You know, we have these tickets here on the top that are relatively massive over the head of the vampire and this woman. And when we have much on the bottom, the whole thing is going down a little bit so that here is more than here. And that makes it a little bit more harmonious, I would say. Now, let's perhaps take one of these. I want to balance the purple a little bit as well. For that, I'm just tearing that in half. So one half of this thing I'm going to glue here so that just a little bit of purple is peeking out here. And the other half I think we're going to glue here. Then we have a triangle with the purple as well. Okay, so now we can decide where we want to put this pocket. One possibility, of course, would be to take a journal that you already have. Just take it and glue it down, for example, like this. When you want to glue that down, you can put the glue here, here, and here. Then it would be here like this, and then you can fill it up from here. This turquoise page was perhaps very turquoise. Let's try something more neutral and more brownish. That also would look really cool, I guess. This is actually, ooh. I really like that with this thing here. That would be perhaps a little bit hard. Let's try that to put something in, but that could work. I mean, here's the same problem with the lace, but I guess it's okay. That would work. So taking a journal that you already have is of course one possibility. Then you could of course also take any background page that you might have. You can take a printed background page, you can take something that you have in your stash or whatever. So I have taken out this one. This also comes with the Halloween junk journal pages. This is one of the background pages. The link for that is down below in the description box. So I've just folded this in half for a better orientation and to see how that looks when it's on a page, because in the journal you would only see the half page, of course. And then you can just place it here and glue it down here. And the last possibility that I would like to show you is to put that directly here on top of the page that comes from the Halloween junk journal pages set. So of course this is exactly the same now, so that you can place this here and just glue that down here like this. And later on, when you have it like this in your journal, it looks approximately like this, and then you can just fill it up from here and put your stuff behind here. And of course, you could also additionally sew around these three edges. That would look really, really awesome as well, I think, and it would fit really well to the sewing that we have here. And we have a little sewing in the printable as well. As you can see, in some areas there's this really crazy stitching, and then it would look, of course, really great if you would stitch around here as well to make it a little bit more cohesive and also more interesting. Yeah, so now we have that, and of course we can decide what we want to put in here now. So you could put some vintage photos in here, some more tickets, some bigger journaling cards, and of course also some tags or something like that. Here's the rest of the ephemera pack. So from this pack, of course, you can choose several things that would work with this pocket. But of course, you can also, of course, put your own ephemera in there. But I just wanted to show you that here are several options what you can cut out and put into the pocket. For example, here are some journaling cards that you also could turn into tags just by cutting the edges and back that with some coffee dyed paper, for example. And then you could take those as journaling cards and just put them in here. And then you would have your pocket ready to go. I hope you like this, and yeah, have fun with this. Tell me what you think about this, and see you the next time. Bye bye.